at the clock thinking I had a couple of minutes left. I was like, what?
Yeah, I was watching. I thought you were letting it go a bit early.
I wish it would beep you after a minute just to give you a little.
Yeah, it does. Well, it does on Heroes, but only.
I'm alright with my coffee. I'll try and keep it off screen if I can.
I even don't care if it's real.
Okay, that's it. So, well, you're not there with XG rating us as well, are you?
Oh, you're going to do this one for us?
What? Are you going to are you rating this one or not? Are you transcribing it, or can you give me the file after? Oh, I suppose I'll just go on YouTube.
Yeah.
Just go on YouTube. I don't really want to know.
Sure. Okay. So 157.
Yes. And you realise if you beat me comfortably, you may get disinvited from the. No, it's all right. I was just disinvited from the invitational shoe.
Okay, I'll do my best to lose.
So you're better off using black then, do you think? They do seem to stand out. They seem a bit.
Okay, whatever.
They're the same size.
Yeah, they're all the same size.
It's a nice colour, isn't it? I think the black stand out better.
Okay.
But I'm not overly, you know. Right.
All right,
Okay, have a good match, Chris.
Cheers.
Okay.
And not put a millimetre weight on it.
Yeah. Right, we're on. Okay. Okay, this is John Barnes. You've got me again, I'm afraid, with Andrew Selby this time. And this is the semi-final, I think, of
Consolation.
Consolation of this is shorter match length than normal because we had to get through
128 players.
28 players. So yeah, it's been a 5-pointer all the way through. So a bit of luck on your side, and anyone can win these. Right. A bit ugly stack there from
Chris
Geoff.
Rogers, well known to many of you, English captain. Staple part of the world English team, as is John, of course. Geoff Hall, late bloomer to the game, really.
Yeah, he played a while in the past and has come back to it, and he's
really strong.
Yeah, he's top 5 in the country, I think, in the ratings. Not that they mean anything, of course.
As I know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, me and you and Geoff are the top 5, aren't we?
I think the one name you just mentioned is yourself that's there on there. You've been there in perpetuity.
Right, okay, so he doesn't run out with a 6-4 he slots, which looks good to me. Basically, with that stack on the 6-point that Geoff's got, you don't really want to be moving your back checkers. Right, whereas conversely, I think Geoff would like to do that, but that's a bit too risky. So yeah, unstacking that. But interesting game. 2-1 does the job. Now the 2, is it too big to play down, leave 6-1, 6-4?
After 5, stack.
Yeah, okay.
Has to run at some
He can attack him with two checkers there. 5-6.
Timing will be a problem for Geoff.
Yeah, he did.
That's actually deceptively good throw.
Again, very difficult for him to make that 4 and 5 now. Can't see that's a 5-3. He's running out. So he's going to now he can activate those checkers on the stacked 6-point and hit. That's awkward. It's really awkward.
Smell a cube.
Well, because the cube might be coming, would you hit? Well, would you hit to try and stop them cubing? But it shouldn't work against someone as
I think I'd cube more if
Chris's
it's hit.
standard. Yeah.
There's plenty of potential down. That's
Right, so yeah, these two men stuck on the 24. Chris will put on straight in where the cube is. Now then, race-wise, it's reasonably close, isn't it? Now, is that probably his passing? Because the structure was terrible, but things that pass.
Margin. Never underestimate winning the first point in a 5-point match. The next cube is volatile in favour of number points.
Yeah, I want to look at that again, that position. Could have been a take. I thought Geoff might have spent longer thinking about it.
Very little gamut potential.
Oh, lovely roll number one. Standard play. Or two. You're going to fight for the advanced anchor. 2 down. Yeah, if you came on the 23 point, and then the 8 point gets made, then you're looking a bit silly. So entering on the 21 is you're right. 6 something. I don't remember it being so glary.
No, it's so meta actually. They're working with the same colour on both die.
Five 3. That's an anchor and very boring stacky play.
And now we have a game for a while.
Yeah. Double 3. Again, that probably plays itself. Yeah, that's where the checkers go on the 10 points. And although Chris is very stiff, he can't play freely. So Geoff's thinking whether he wants to make the 18 points. Make the 18 point, then Chris can easily play behind him. So I think if you're ahead, you make the 18 points, and if you're a little bit behind, maybe you stay back.
Plenty of time to run in the next few minutes before Chris makes any form of board. This is the double 3 of them.
Chris will probably end up stacking. Or doesn't need to slop, so he just make it naturally. Good roll. 4-1. Not great. I think he'll play safe here, just play behind.
He's obviously been reading Moch's book.
Moch's got a new book out.
Once you've cleared
Mitch's book,
yeah, once you've cleared everything.
Yeah, you get into ultra safe mode. Yeah. Great books, aren't they? Great books.
Fantastic. The other extreme from the intellect of Art Benjamin, who we had the pleasure of it today.
Yeah, Mitch just says that this is what you do when you're.
He simplifies the game so beautifully. Yeah.
But there is a place and background for the maths.
For sure.
Actually, Art, had a little chat with Art, just one-on-one, and he went through the background to it and about variance and expectation. It was.
It's the arts and the Bill Robertas and of the world that transformed this game in pre-computer for sure.
Yeah. It's basically just A-level statistics. Is all you need to be able to do to get to the formulas that Art has come up with.
Which is why 2 of our best players are 2 youngsters that come in from university and have only been playing online for 3 years that are doing statistics.
Yeah. Even Art explained to me, you know the 7n+1 formula. Mm-hmm. It's actually 7n+1 plus or minus 1/6 to the n, and he actually explained why that was. So that was pretty cool. Never seen that before.
For my purposes, I'm pleased I wasn't in there. I was really thrilled that we got Art to come over.
6 plays pretty much forced, yes. So we're going to end up with this standoff again against the 18 versus the 13.
I don't know. I think my personal feelings. I think Chris will run out of timing. Jeff should get a cubing opportunity. Jeff throws a 6 now. He can a little bit of bother.
3 something. No, it's not a clearing roll.
Yeah, it's not going to tell.
It's okay, 2-1, yeah. Right, so a 6, any 6 is bad, so that's bad. So he's going to have to play off the mid, but I don't think it's volatile. But I don't think it's a cube when you've got a blot in your board like that, is it?
No, and he's got a decent hand board.
Yeah, and he's still going to clear that 10 point.
For sure, it'd be an easy take.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want this to keep. It's got some bad rolls. So, yeah. I would hold on for now. Okay, well, a good roll.
Not even sure that's a better roll than if you'd thrown a 6 now to think about whether he hits it or not.
Yeah, it's above average roll, I'll say that.
This is an interesting one. Does he clear the 10?
Yeah, it's a good clearing now.
It's a lot of bad rolls to get past the 4 point there.
Well, then it's interesting whether Chris would leave the block there if he just clears, if he leaves the points on the 14 point, would Chris leave it there? Well, at least with this, you've got no bad rolls next, have you? You just by the time you do leave a shot, then maybe Chris might have rolled a 6 himself.
You're 20, 30, but you're well ahead in the race. Well ahead in the race.
So I'd imagine it's with 4 checkers there. If he's all ahead in the race, this is probably a cube now then, because any small double is...
I think that's what he's now doing his pip count, but he'll find he is ahead. 96. Okay,
it's going to be a take.
Racing it puts in some bad rolls. And actually, 4 race, very nice take.
Yeah. So we'll get full value from the recube there.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's one of the 6s. Oh no, he doesn't have to play off there, but he will. I think he will. I wouldn't lose the spare off the 6 point. I'd put another one on there. Don't need to make that 2 point. But yeah.
Races. No. Yeah.
Did you do a count? Did you? I think you saw you.
It's not 18, 29, 40, 54, 21, 96 on white. Previous row.
78, isn't it?
69, 70, yeah, 76, 78.
Yeah. So 90, what was it? 66?
Yeah.
It's now 86.
86.
Okay.
It's about 8 or 9 pips.
Right.
Plus the crossovers.
3, okay. You definitely make it now.
Art actually was teaching us all about EPC and
well, we know that if you play 6-1, it's going to be wasted.
bread rolls and sherbet pips.
Pomegranate pips, yeah. Okay, 4-2, you've got to stay back and clear this in case you get a shot next roll. So, some bad numbers here.
But I reckon this is now about racing and getting his board primed to maximise his racing.
Yeah.
And I always said this, I said this to you, that if there's a really, really big difference between the advanced and the really decent players, it's just these minuscule elements of leaving the odd pips just to maximise positions later. It's so, as you said, it's incremental. It's so undervalued.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good number here. Now, it might be sort of... Okay, that's a pick and pass that makes it plays itself.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I need a Radu level.
Oh, well, let's try again.
Some on
This looks pretty much straightforward now for a single game, I would think. Chris beat me in the first round of this, I remember. Yeah. We were joking at the time that maybe it's better to lose in the first round than have to play and then lose in the 8th round or something. It's a long process to get to the final of the consolation this tournament. Okay, so 2-1 for Geoff. Let's keep you up to date of how people are getting on. Nikolai Exenti, I think is how you pronounce his name, Romanian guy. He's in the final and he's going to be playing either Jason Champion or Eric Westbrook. Now, Jason is a Bristol player. Eric's from the Midlands, I think. Eric is playing in his own room that has plenty of natural light coming in through the windows because he has trouble with his eyesight. But I imagine if Eric does get to the final, they might have to ask him to play in the streaming room or move all the equipment to the special adjoining room where he's playing. So what do we think about 5-3? Yeah, slight technical play there. But he will need to roll extremely well to get anything from this. Okay, there's your note. Right. Okay, 2-1. In terms of the way this tournament's gone this weekend, it's been a great tournament. I really enjoyed it. Great vibe. Lots of old friends that I've met since not seen since before COVID, actually. Yes, it's great to get people together. We did think that the format meant that there was a lot of play on Saturday. So some people started at 10:30 and finished at about 11:30. So that's 13 hours of backgammon. So I think they've booked the bank holiday weekend for next year. So it'll be nice to have it over three and a half, 4 days. So that's hopefully.
My personal opinion is we're going to reverse the format.
Reverse?
Get the main out the way first while everyone's there and have the jackpots and the side events to keep everyone on the last day.
Okay, yes. Yeah, what I don't like to see is people leaving in droves on a Sunday afternoon so that the final's played with no one there to watch it. That was a shame.
And we're going to have a big cocktail party to ensure people.
Oh, I like it. Going to be canapes.
As long as Seb Wilkinson isn't there, because that's the end of the suite in. Absolutely. It's members' money. Might as well spend it. We don't need to make a profit.
Yes, the funds being used for cocktails, you like to know. That's good.
Yeah.
Right, 6-2. You missed the slotted checker. So it's going to run out. Advantage Geoff in this. Chris needs to get those back checkers split somehow.
Chris is in eager beaver to want to get a cube across.
Yeah.
4 away.
He's going to split here. He can't slot. He can't stay back there. Okay. Right, lots of good rolls here. You can just bring that checker around. You can make. You could make the bar, but I think you just say to that checker, put a spare on the 11.
And it's interesting because, as we saw in the last game, safety, once you've cleared your checkers, pay dividends.
Yes. And there's lots of good rolls for Chris. Not much happening there for Chris. Does he keep them?
To build his ball.
Yeah, above his board. Double slot maybe, or just
Yeah.
bring 13-10.
Double, you've got 5 on these. 6 point in. Yeah. Still Roberti ringing in your ears.
Oh, that's one of his worst rolls. He had lots and lots of good ones there, but 6-5 does nothing. That's got to be his worst by a long way. 6-2 is also a bad roll.
So obviously now he could play big, couldn't he, because of the open 2 checkers.
Yeah, that's one reason why I thought Chris might not
hit now on the
slot.
3 and come down from the 13 to the 7 and go for it.
I think that's what he should do. The alternative is just play Wimpy to the 2 points and leave 11 shots. But Jeff's going to be more aggressive than that, I think. Tending towards...
Only rewards aggression generally.
Okay, that's a little bit wimpy. Anyway, he's ahead in the race.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, he is.
Okay, so that's 6, but a good one. And Chris is going to think, I guess he has.
There's contact's not a problem. He hasn't got a bad game. So he's going nowhere if he doesn't hit. If he's facing a cube in the near future, if he doesn't hit.
So, more of the 6, do you play to the 16 point or bring down?
No, you've got to assume you're going to get hit and you want to start building your. You actually want to. You're quite happy to have a prime on the 2 and 3 point in this game.
Right.
That's going to defer the cube for a long time.
Yes, I'll leave them both there so you can anchor on one of those
I'm
points.
happy with contact. That doesn't, to me, I'm not sure what the value of that is. Unless you get missed. Which, you're also offering more double hits.
The double hits would be dreadful. 4-1, okay, so hitting is, I think you got to hit with the 4 from the bar. And the one choice of dropping down to the 7 or the 10,
I prefer that, so you got an additional build up. I'm sure everyone's do it. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Oh, we got. Oh, I have to play this. This is
just not anchor on the 2. Bring the 9 round to the 11.
Yeah, I hate anchor on the 2. So you might be right in that case. He's got 3 rolls.
He's got enough gaps.
Yeah. Okay, well, 5 point can wait. Just bring the 1 round, and you can make the 5 point later. Hopefully.
Yeah, if you're missed. Yeah, I'm happy with
3-way, 4-way. It's hard to send a cube at that score, isn't it? You might defer and just.
He's got racing because by the time black comes in, white will be pretty home. It was 657.
Yeah, 3-way, 4-way.
142 for white.
I would I'd try and make another point before I send it myself.
So the race is virtually even.
Yeah.
It's actually virtually even. So black has the structure. It's just looking to prime, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd hold off.
This isn't a key.
3-way, 4-way, I'd hold off.
I suppose the
call it
way of looking at it is it's an easy take.
Well, there's a good article, wasn't it? Do you remember Jeremy Beguy a long time ago wrote about this score and he called it a semi-automatic weapon. So although Chris, it's not an automatic readable, but it's semi-automatic because the slightest chance Chris will. Chris doesn't need much to
send it back. Hit in arrears if you got a double 3 or a double 5. Yeah, that's interesting.
Semi-automatic weapon.
And of course, from Geoff, he's lost equity in the cube anyway.
Yeah, he'll never be able to cash this game now. He's got to play until the end. And he's got plenty of gaps there. 1, 2, 3, 4 gaps he has to somehow get past. He's bound to be leaving some fly shots more than one occasion. Couple 3s are lovely.
So what point do you make the 5?
I don't think you make the. You could, couldn't you?
I think the 5 points cements your structure now for the rest of this game. got very few bad rolls.
Yeah, I suppose you've got the 9 point is not in direct ranges, so you shouldn't have too much difficulty bringing down from the mid. Yeah, that's a good play.
And God bless him, Falafel will be happy.
Yes, make the 5 point, don't think about it. It's an easy game when you can roll doubles. I would play to the 5 here, I think. Let's bring them both into the 5.
Got no bad 6s.
Exactly.
Huge flexibility now with 4s and 5s later on.
Yeah. 2, okay. So Chris is getting ready.
Now he's just got to be careful about 3s, so he's just going to give himself ideally something on the 4 point.
Okay, well, he's going to have to leave it indirect. It's only 5-3, isn't it?
He's going to have to come in off the 8 because otherwise he's running out of 3s. That's fine.
You want to keep the spare there and just play to the ace?
I'd be worried if you didn't do that. You went to the ace, then you've got no 3 next game.
Well, you got the 3 that you just played there.
Yes, but then if you've got 5 and 3.
Okay, Chris is waiting in expectation. Okay, I think it's worth the 2 shots, and the asset of the 3 point is clearing the 8's an option, but I don't think so. I think this is better.
Yeah, he actually had 4 really bad rolls next game, didn't do it.
4-2. Okay. Now, if you can clear the 8, maybe this is the roll to do it.
8 often my nemesis, leaving 8. Gaz has got a thing about 8s as well, because he hates leaving 8s. It's good enough, bad enough for him, it's bad enough for me.
It would only have been 4 shots, though, it wouldn't have been the whole.
Yeah, no, of course. Double 4 seconds.
So let's see if we can clear the 8 now. It shouldn't be too much difficulty. We'll see.
6.
Ooh,
Saw the 1.
Saw the 1. No, he's not shaking his head, so it wasn't 6.
Saw him up, like. No.
Okay. Okay, now I can't move it yet. And Chris is hoping to roll a 6 so that he can slow down. Which he does. Happy with that.
Actually, interesting question. Generally, as a rule of thumb, are you more likely to have the potential of being left a shot with a 2 point anchor or a 1 point anchor?
1 point. I think 1 point.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. If you say that to the end, or
because your adage of being frustrated at having to make the 2 point anchor is bearing reality now that it's actually not it never served a purpose. Really.
No, Geoff already had the 7 point clear, didn't he? Which I think the 7 point is one that you want to clear first against the 2 point anchor.
Is that statistic correct?
I believe so.
It's actually 90% chance of being left 8 shots at an ace point.
Yeah, it might be after they've taken 14 shots off. But yeah, it is about that. Yeah, I don't know. That was a Walter Trice thing or not, or McGreal, but I definitely heard it a long, long time ago. 90% chance. That's with a lot of small players. So even if you've read and absorbed old Mitch's book and got a perfect structure, I still think it's 90.
Just for those in case you are listening in and you are interested, the final will be broadly at 6 o'clock. And the other semi-final is well in progress. That's an interesting one. It's Jason Chapman. Do you know Eric Westbrook?
I've played him many times.
It's.
I can comment. I think Jason is a stronger player. I've had more difficulty playing Jason than playing Eric.
Yeah, he's done really well.
I think he's having his best tournament of his life, I think, Eric. So.
And Nikolai, the two of them have beaten.
Yeah. Yeah, Nikolai is an extremely fast player. So he doesn't play at a level of some of the guys here. You couldn't play at that level and play that quick. So I suppose Jason might. Yeah, Jason probably is a little bit stronger than Nikolai, I think.
Okay.
If Eric does get to the final, is he going to have to move rooms?
We'll have to have a discussion on it. It's whether Mate can move all his gear into that room. He needs a room with clear natural light.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can even move it. We need to be able to. Yeah. I can't imagine we couldn't stream it in a base sense of an overhead camera.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure we could stream it, but it would be great if it was obviously properly within the room. And we're surely going to be in the presence of Joe Dweck, who will arrive soon. Nice to make a fanfare of it. We could have a very low-key final. Played in, we could have 3 different rooms. The stellar field we had, Nikolai v Eric Westbrook final would have been a bookmaker's dream.
Yes, it would have. A lot of us done that. Leicester winning the Premiership or something. Yeah.
Whoever wanted to run a book here is probably now going, damn, I wish I had.
Okay, so
Crawford.
So that's a hit. I'm not going to stack those and hit and down, I think. You're going to play aggressive here, Chris, because it doesn't matter if you get gammoned. You only got 1 man back, so you should attack it. Good roll.
Chris, you've been struggling with the dice in this game compared to Joe.
Yeah. Nice double hit. Bit of pressure here to all that 5. Oh, good result. Chris's tattoo in his hand is not quite as good as the ones I see the footballers have on. What it is. Put his hand there again and have a look. Yeah, I don't know who they paid to have that done to him. It's incomplete. To the feet there. Okay, 5-4 now. Making the 2 is too deep. So you're going to move some of the back checkers, I think. Yeah, I'd leave the blot on the 7 because you want to use that to make a point. A better point than the 2 point. Can you do any duplication 5s? So he can play from the back way all the way to the 15 point. I think. Duplicate 5s. That's what we do.
Is his piece on the 2 point doing any value at the moment? Could you just run it out?
I'd run the other one. It'd be a bit more flexible.
Okay.
But yeah, it could be right. I don't particularly want that ace point.
And in these sort of positions, from your perspective, what are you trying to achieve in your back game here? Because was there mileage in Chris just sacrificing getting 5, 6, 7 pieces back?
No, I think first and foremost, I was trying to avoid that back game, even though it's not a bad strategy at this score. But yeah, I wouldn't want to. If I'm playing a back game, it'd be something like this where I've got the
advanced anchors
rather than. And then obviously, if things go badly, then you might want to make the ace later or the 2 or something.
This is identifying the early to mid-game strategies is probably the hardest, definitely for intermediate players that are advanced. I had the pleasure of playing with young Safi today.
Yeah, that's good.
And I was saying to her, as a maths student going to Exeter, she's got all the tools other than understanding the strategy. And now someone needs to teach her the strategy. The maths is easy, as you said.
Okay, well, Chris didn't want to obviously lose the mid, so he had to play something like that. Okay, Geoff will be happy with that.
Actually, I think Chris will, because he needs a bit of time.
Okay, so we're going to make the 5 here. Yeah, this is a pretty even game, I think, in terms of winning chances. Obviously, if it was a money game, then there's plenty of gammons, but they don't matter.
Big fan of the 4-5 advanced stack.
Well, I do like to have a checker behind it as a little goalkeeper as well.
I think Geoff will attack that phase. It's a good try.
Yeah, it's where do you want to be at the moment? I mean, hard to clear the 13 and the 14 point. Now, do you leave it there? Keep some communication, I think, with.
For sure.
Just play 6-4.
Yeah. Just needs contact.
2-1. Okay, well, you can play very ugly and stack on the 6 and all the alternatives. Ooh.
It's as bad as you can roll.
It is, isn't it? Sure.
Go for the stack you again, I
Okay.
It's actually even worse than that.
Well, Geoff's correctly thinking, I don't want to do this, but he might have to. If you play the other way, it's just too many shots, isn't it? 5-2. Now, is it time to? Do you make the 16 from the?
I don't think you do. I think you still need the goalkeeper.
No, but I mean, yeah, keep the goalkeeper, but lose this 21 anchor, maybe.
Oh, that's interesting. That's funny. I would have moved that to 7.
Yeah.
Just because I'm trying to make the 3 point now.
Yeah, probably. Oh, lovely roll. Splendid roll. 3. Well, Chris needs to keep some presence on the midpoint. He'd like to give him both there, but I don't think he can play.
To protect his board.
Yeah, he can't play that deep in his home
I
board.
like that move.
Yeah,
it's no big deal if he gets it. Okay.
Right, well, there's a shot, isn't it? So
big moment. Actually, where's the 3?
Yeah, just bring it down and give him 6s.
So, yeah, yes.
Yeah. So 6-4-2-5-1, 5-2. Yeah. Can't see what else possibly is here. No, there's nothing else. What? Oh, this. Maybe, yeah, I didn't even look at that. I just assumed that.
Least shots.
Least shots, indeed.
And he's unstacked.
Was that down or was that out? I think I'd have come out. I'd have kept some sort of. His arm is all split now, and he's got nasty things like that. Yeah, I'd have come out.
No. I think you're right. I think a 4-1 down, what you got to lose?
Yeah, because you're not worried about being attacked on the. You'd left the 21 point, so you're not going to be attacked when that block's there already. Yeah, I think you missed one there.
It's always actually trying to help any of the intermediates. How often they don't look at the opponent's home board.
Yeah.
And see the single point on the ace saying you've got an insurance policy there to play this.
Yeah, you need to look at the whole board. Yes, that's true. There was some analysis of, I think it was Go players or chess players. And when the chess players looking at the board, they had some tracking on their eyes. And they looked at like intermediate players, club players, and grandmasters. The grandmasters were all looking everywhere all the time. It was all the facets of all the 64 squares.
Yeah, no doubt. If you would even you and I were playing, the number of things going through your head relative to mine will be greater. And you keep grading that down, though. Yeah.
So, I don't know. Don't do yourself a disservice, Andrew.
I will continue to do myself a disservice.
Okay, this is getting interesting.
And that's what we were saying earlier.
Yeah,
the
the
insurance
blocks,
policy
yes.
of the blot, he could have come out earlier, and that double three wouldn't have been as penal.
Exactly, leaving it. Okay, you reduced the shots before, but leaving 2 blocks have come home to roost, haven't they? Okay. And there might be more coming. This has gone really well for Chris, I think.
Truth is still not throwing those inbound, unfortunately.
Okay, it's a good shot.
So that's that 5.
Just hit 6-5, isn't it?
Is it 6-5?
Yeah, just hits. You got to hit because otherwise, let's see what else. Okay, you can make the ace, but I would hit without a second thought.
Lost his spares off the second ace.
Yeah, because I just left the anchor because I don't really. There's nothing to attack me on the anchor.
Yeah, and this is the danger. Once it's got 3 back behind 3.5. It's just desperately waiting, hoping for one or 2 dances to buy the.
To get some outfield control here. Yeah, he needs some presence in the outfield. Now's a good time to do it. If he rolls bigger than a 3, he does. Yeah, I think it's better to. You could have played in, but I think it's best to leave him out there because you can then make the 7, 8, or 9 points.
Yeah, he's love to give him bad 6s now.
We would, yes. I've seen a lot of people do that. They put checkers on the 5 and 6 in these positions, and then they can't do anything with them. It's the best. You get your whole arm.
Well, again, we go back to strategy. This is a priming game. You need. Doesn't matter where the prime is.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Okay, now out with which 5? The other one might be right.
The other one would have duplicated the 4s.
Yeah. 2, so Geoff's thinking, what can I do with that? Obviously, there's a hit available. Or what?
Then he's lost the midpoint. He loses the midpoint. So this is.
Yeah, but he's got to leave a blot somewhere, hasn't he? So, yeah, that's a shocking roll. You can't play 6 when you can't lose a man, so you're going to have to hit.
Would you potentially just accept leaving the blot and make the 3 point? The 4 point that?
Yeah, it's possible.
At least, building up a little bit of a defense.
Yeah, maybe that's what. Maybe I didn't think of it enough. Yeah.
Clearly a blunder. That was my choice.
Chris has done well here to slowly turn it around. Nicely done.
Desperate to just make the 7 or 8 point. Yeah, in case he comes up on the 2.
Leave it there, just put a spare on it. Yeah. Okay, nice roll. Okay. Okay, this has become a very interesting position now. Very, instead of the two midpoints facing each other, we've got the slightly off-piste midpoints. Yeah, very interesting.
Duplicate anything. So that's the least shots.
Yeah. We really would like to use the 6 to jump out, because that third checker on the anchor is useless. If we can jump out with a 6 or even a 4, we would.
That's a very good throw because you're running out of timing, Geoff.
I suppose just going to not leave any blocks and just.
Just got to roll up into the 7.
Yeah, just shove them all to the 7. 2-1. Okay, just nothing. Right, so Geoff wants a 6 or a 4 pretty quickly because he's running out of timing. 4-1, that's not bad. So I think you come out with a 4. Can't waste 4s or 6s.
And again, by virtue of the high board, having an anchor and an open check. So,
Well, he'd like to keep that point. Can you do anything more enterprising? Leave the anchor. Not too much.
I have to say, I'd be tempted to make the 2 point now, have a 5 point home board. And if I got hit, take my chances. I hit a 4-1 down. I don't know what that's just done.
Yeah, I don't like those 2 checkers there. I'm not really. Well, I'd have looked at leaving the anchor and see what that was like. Because he's got these 2 stripped outfield points now.
What Chris has done with it, been fighting the dice. Definitely, Geoff's definitely had the better rolls.
Oh,
now
commentators.
There we go. Chris owes me a pint.
He's played that illegal, but it's you naughty man.
Yeah, that's our England captain. And now, for the first time, they've actually got to work out who's winning the race.
I think Chris is miles ahead.
He is ahead.
Yeah. So, what's the best play? Probably that. Yeah, probably that one.
Yeah, but you stay disconnected without it.
So, there's contact, but not much. And I think Chris will easily get through that. There you go. Yeah, interesting game. That's often with those cases, just when it's getting really interesting, someone rolls a big set like 6-6 and transforms the game. But that's backgammon.
I'll go back to the 5-1 passive play by Geoff. The game, Chris, the hit.
Yeah.
But the momentum back.
Yeah, yeah.
At 4-1 up.
Could have been it.
Yeah, I'm not saying it was. That was the game changer.
So I think Geoff's just probably one set away from making this interesting.
Should just see if Art's here for a quick EPC. Cute decisions.
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully for the crowd, this will make it 4-2.
4-2, which would be a 3 away is a free take, isn't it?
Provided you don't get capped.
So whether Chris will do the try and sucker Geoff into. Oh, hello, yes.
Hello.
He has pulled the setting, isn't that interesting? So 8 checkers each. Yeah, double six.
Chris is a marginal fan of this stuff.
I think one bad roll completely turns it around, isn't it? So that was a bad one, really. 4-1, medium. Doesn't want fours.
5 or 6 here.
Oh, Christopher. What's that? Nice, only one off, but there's a lot of pips. Now, can Chris get off in 3 rolls? It'll be a tall order. Oh my word. Oh, like this against me in the first round.
Okay. Somewhere in there needs to be a very big throw.
No, pretty pathetic rolling there. Last 3 rolls or so.
I think in fairness to Chris, there was nothing he could do.
No, he played it pretty well, and when he got down to just dice, they just didn't perform for him.
I have to do a CC roll at the end.
Geoff clearly won't be picked for England on the basis of defeating the captain.
Oh, he's lost his head. No chance. No chance now. He's beating us.
Unlucky Chris.
Okay, gentlemen, good game. Good game. We're going to now see where our friend Joe Dweck is, and a little build up before the final.
Yeah. Okay.
We hope we can stream for everybody.
Hope so. Okay, bye.
I do this.